Well, there's a surprise. Liverpool away. I mean, we all laughed and said we'll probably get a difficult away game, and guess what? We got a difficult away game. Well, as far as I see it, the way I see it is that we'll go there and we'll make up for the defeat that we suffered in last season in the cup competition there. So it's all we can do. We can all just go out there, put out our best. But you get a feeling, don't you? You get a feeling. It was the first game in the drawn. In the draw, it was the first team that was drawn, Liverpool, and West Ham United are playing Liverpool away in the Carabao Cup in the fourth round. Look, if you want to win a competition like this, you've got to beat the best. So it's our chance, isn't it? It's our chance to go out there and do the business against them and get some revenge for the defeat that we suffered there in the cup competition last season. We're going, whether we like it or not. We'll spend the night up there, go and watch the game and hope for a good win. I'm pissed off. I think all of us are. You know, as soon as we saw it drawn, we all went typical. But sod it. Let's go out there, give them the game, win it, and demonstrate that we are a good team. Well, Liverpool anyway, you know. So let's go out there and beat them. Let's go out there and do it. Liverpool, West Ham, in the next round of the Carabao Cup. The Carabao Cup, West Ham United 1, Bournemouth 0. Well, let's be honest, that was rather turgid. That was a bit boring, to say the least. But we'll take the result, won't we? We take the 1-0 and put ourselves into the fourth round. I think we got our first shot on target in the second half on 81 minutes or something. And then thank goodness for VAR, because it either came off Bowen's hand or it was offside, one or the other. But hey, you know, who cares? Look, it was good for the manager, Lopetegui, to give full debuts to a number of players. I think the standout was Todibo. I don't really know why Todibo was brought off at half time, because I think he had a really, really decent first half. Creswell was meant to be in the starting lineup, but clearly he must have been injured. And so it was Soufal who got the nod, which meant that Aaron Wan-Bissaka had to go to left back. But Aaron Wan-Bissaka did actually okay at left back. He did pretty decent. And it was a game where I think we were sort of like, we were hoping for a bit more excitement, but unfortunately, there you go. So there you go. We got through onto the next round, which is the important thing. And look, the manager, he gave debuts to a number of people. Good to see Wan-Bissaka on the left side. It shows a little bit of depth. I got why he put Wan-Bissaka on after Creswell obviously was injured before the game started, because he wanted to keep Emerson fresh for the game on Saturday against Man City. I don't think he wanted to use the likes of Kudus and Paqueta, etc. I think he was rather hoping, Lopetegui, that those players would not have to be used. But look, it's a win. It was a boring game. I think our first shot on target was about 81 minutes in. If VAR would have been active, I reckon we would have probably not had that goal allowed. It was either handball or offside, one or the other. But look, fair play to Lopetegui. I think Crescencio Somerville looked good on the left side. He looks quite exciting. I think he'll get better as time goes by. I think Todibo did really well in the centre of defence. I don't understand why he was taken off. Hopefully he's not injured. Maybe it's just to get him up to match fitness. Probably that's why he was taken off. I think Wan-Bissaka being on the left was really, really good. I think obviously he'll be even better on the right side. Fulkrug, unfortunately, didn't get the sort of delivery that we were hoping for him to get. So he wasn't really involved in the game, which was a real shame. But I think a lot of the other players that we used did well. And then, of course, the big guns, all of a sudden you're seeing big guns like Rodriguez coming on, Paqueta, Kudus, who sort of basically changed the game for us, really, Gooders, because he's a half decent player, isn't he? And seeing him out on the right hand side was good, and then Bowen out in the middle. All of a sudden you start thinking, hang on a minute, you're playing players out of position, Wan-Bissaka. You've got Souček playing the whole game, who wasn't even taken off for a subs. You got Bowen played out in the middle. Sounded a bit like David Moyes, didn't it? Look, it was a boring game. It was a typical. We thought it would be a typical cup game, you know, a lot of fire, a lot of action, but unfortunately that wasn't meant to be. But we're in the hat for the next round. That's all we can hope for. Fabianski, I think played pretty decent in goal. He came out, he commanded his box, which is really good to see. Soufal obviously played decent on the right. Look, we were solid. Kilman, another solid game in defence as well. And James Ward-Prowse. I think it's put paid to the question whether we're going to sell James Ward-Prowse. The fact that he started, and I think he had a good game all round. I think he had a pretty decent game. He was subbed later on in the game, but I think James Ward-Prowse did really well. Look, it is what it is. A win is a win. There's nothing more we can ask for. We're in the next round. It's a work in progress, and we just got to be, you know, we just got to give it time. We've got to give it time. It's also interesting to see the players that weren't even on the bench. Gerd, Cornet and Danny Ings, and my understanding is that all three of them may be out before the end of the week, but let's see. I'll do a show in the morning about that to give you an update on those players, but to not even have them on the bench is a big suggestion that Gerd, Ings and Cornet are on their way out. Anyway, West Ham United 1, Bournemouth 0. We move into the next round of the Carabao Cup, and well done West Ham.